Okay, so according to a couple of places here, because I've got the IGN article and one other, the thing they're talking about where they will have different types. Wear these boots and no more falls as they let you walk up the walls. Let me tell you how it's done. Kazooie's footprints.
Up you run.
That'll be all. Dismissed.
Oh, finally!
Finally, we get it.
Ow.
Finally, I was starting to think he wouldn't do it.
Poor jam jars. What do you guys want me to play him again? He just hurt himself.
I don't know.
I feel bad for my character now. We now need a Banjo 3E that follows the recovery of poor jam jars. So according to what I'm reading, the base ones of the new starters are going to be fire, grass, and water. However, like with Gen 6,
they're gonna split.
Their later evolutions will have secondary types.
Well, sure, the later evolutions.
Which are at the moment,
Oops.
grass flying, fire dark, water ice. Which would be weird, because that'd be the first time we ever got an ice type so early. At least I think, because I don't think Piplup was. Well...
Piplup wasn't, I don't think...
Because it was like an Emperor Penguin as a final evolution.
Yeah.
So that could justify an ice type.
I heard a Globo.
No, I'm pretty sure they went straight water on that one. But, so the next thing, yeah, is the cover, Pokemon, which usually is like, and Andrea can attest to this, it's the reason I buy a version. It really is.
Well, you and everybody else.
Thank you! Thank you! She literally looked at me and went, why would you buy a specific game based on that? Of course I would! Because I care about that stuff. I want the bad A-looking Pokemon.
Get out of my way, you stupid tin tops. Try to shoot the camera. Ow.
Let's see if I can actually bring up bigger images of the covers.
You might have to walk out and then it'll take off the alarm.
There we go.
Let's go straight to Google Images and see if we can find bigger versions. The only covers that we've seen have been on IGN's article, but I want to get bigger images. Pokemon, Sun, and Moon.
Oh no, the camera's back.
Ugh, it didn't seem like we got rid of it.
Okay, so I think you'll be able to see them right now, Alex, and I'll put them up on the screen for this video, hopefully. So basically, Sun is a lion and Moon is a bat.
Oh, cool.
So can I officially make the joke? If you get Pokemon Moon, then you are the knight. There you go.
How fitting.
I'm getting Sun because I like the lion. And
because it's like the Leomon.
Yes.
For him.
Why did you bring a Leomon? Leomon always dies.
He does always die.
There you go.
Let's see.
Really, the only reason I said that was because I wanted to make that joke. It's because poor Leomon, he always dies. I'm thoroughly convinced, like, even in the video games, they rig ways for Leomon to die. Because Leomon just can't catch a break. In fact, that's the perfect analogy here, is like they immediately go up to champion level. You have this group of like 6 friends that just love hanging out with each other, and then one of them evolves to Leomon. And he's immediately exiled from the group because he's gonna die.
And now we're talking about that, and I want to start watching Digimon again.
Yeah.
Well, you can on Netflix.
I know.
Only the first 3 seasons.
Well, that's what Hulu is for, because Gen 4 is on Hulu.
Except I don't have the money to buy Hulu as well.
Well, then get the money, good sir.
Maybe Adam
Stop spending it on your
use
Crunchyroll.
Hulu somehow.
Alright, I watch more shit on Crunchyroll than I have a desire.
Yes, you really do. So the other thing that actually got brought up, and one of our commenters actually thought that some good ideas were brought into this, hence why I read it this morning, was IGN made a kind of an opinion article of the 7 changes we would like to see in Pokemon Gen 7. And so at that point, I'm going to read these off to you, Alex, and see whether or not you agree with these as being viable changes that could be done.
Okay.
All right, you ready? So the first one, having multiple save files on one cartridge.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think it's something that should have happened like 5 gens ago. I mean, seriously, the 8-bit Nintendo had multiple save files for a lot of its games.
I think there's other technical limitations as to why they couldn't in the first place. But
Yeah, but those limitations aren't there anymore.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm sure
Yeah.
those limitations have since gone, but
So, I agree on this one. I think that this is something they should have done years ago, especially when you think about it. Like those poor moms who have kids, like 2 kids that are
no.
both Pokemon fans.
Watch out for the cloud.
Because
yeah.
you essentially have to buy the game twice.
yeah,
So that they can have their own unique save files and all that. That sucks.
yeah,
And it's one of those things I really thought that Game Freak would have fixed by now. But they never have.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that should be one thing that happens. That should happen. The second option is the experience share. So
Oh, everybody talks about this.
yes, so they basically want to just do a general. Even if you haven't used the Pokemon, everybody gets
You can
experience.
get that, I think,
from
with
it.
Kazooie.
Oh, yeah.
I think you can just backflip.
Oh yeah, that's how it works right now. Is the experience share? I doubt that's what IGN is talking about.
I thought they were still doing the whole active system, where the ones that are active in that battle are the ones that get
Oh,
XP.
can
Oops.
you not backflip yet?
No, I haven't learned the move.
Oh, dang it, I forgot.
Actually, no, because now the system is you can have the experience share, and it gives all the Pokemon in your party experience. And I'm thinking something tells me IGN's complaining about that because everybody complains about that.
Oh, they want it back to.
Oh,
the
wait, there's a note you
Yeah.
could have gotten.
Oh, I'll get into it. So, and personally, I'm in the minority of. I like the way the experience share works now. Before, in like the first gen especially, I don't know how much that changed between gens, but in the first gen, experience share like sapped your experience.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to divide it amongst 6 Pokemon.
Yeah, it was divided among 6 Pokemon, and it just sapped it
Yeah,
dry.
which is going to take things down to an abysmal number.
Yeah,
It's
so
not going to be helpful.
and I think they fixed that a little bit more, but more recently is when they actually started implementing it
Where you
more
go-
as an item you get instead of one you have to go out of your way to get. Then
An item you have to,
What-
like an item you have to equip.
not necessarily like you're forced to equip it, but it's like they more make it convenient for you to get. It's not like you have to go find one of Professor Oak's
Now,
aids.
before
Where's the
I get the
shoes?
comments here going, what? You don't know that, guys? I haven't technically beaten Gen 4 yet. I've certainly not played Gen 6. So if this got implemented in Gen 6, congratulations! I never saw it. So that's why this is new to me.
I'm not sure where I'm going.
I don't know. Where are you going?
I'm trying to find the place.
What place is that?
The place with the
Trying to
acid
find Valhalla.
pools.
That's what he's
Oh,
saying. He's
that
trying to
place.
find Valhalla. So I guess my viewpoint on the matter is I'm all for choice. If you can turn that off and play how you want to play, then that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, and you can put that thing away in your PC and never have to use it.
Yeah, just
And
give the players the choice.
me, I like it because then when I get into like long routes where, like,
There you are.
okay, there we go. Like, okay, let's take Gen 1 for example, where, between Mount Moon and Pewter City, you're gonna want to get prepared for Misty. So you're gonna like level up either your grass type, or if you're playing yellow, then you're gonna really concentrate on Pikachu. But then like all your others fall behind.
Yeah.
So
Well, imagine-
that's what I like the new experience share. So, like,
Want this one? I think you might. It greatly increases your jumping height. Hold down left trigger or right trigger and then press A. Bend your legs and be on your way. That'll be all. Dismissed.
so
Okay. There you go.
yeah, so that's why I like the new experience share, because it allows all your Pokemon to kind of keep at a steady pace with you, even if you have to like kind of grind a specific type to get ready for a gym. So you don't have to like fall behind. And it also makes getting like really good Pokemon that come later in the game more worth it. Because that's the thing, because like you get, like if you get a really kind of cool Pokemon like Dratini, like in Gen 1 again, you get Dratini, you get it so late in the game, it's barely worth it because you'll just never have enough time to.
Yeah, all you're getting it for is Pokedex.
Yeah, you'll never really have time to get it ready for Dragonite for the Elite Four.
Which is sad because Dragonite actually does have a good ability combination and TMs.
Now you can get it, Alex.
Yeah.
Uh,
Access denied. Door has insufficient power to open. Battery required.
I agree with you on that one. At least give the choice on the matter.
Yeah.
If people want to play things the way they want to play it, then let them make that call.
Yeah.
So the next option here is finally being able to access your PC
On the go.
on the go.
Right.
I actually am, me personally, I'm not on board with this. And the reason I'm not on board with this is because it's not like you have a PC shortage. Like for me, when I play the game, if I'm going to go to the PC, I'm going to go to the Pokemon Center, so I'm going to heal my Pokemon anyway. So I don't see a problem with just having the PCs there.
Yeah. I really don't see the need to have the on-the-go PC. I really just don't, because it's not like there's a lot of time between routes, and there's just there's really no need for it, I gotta say.
I at least know this with Gen 6, that they've, ever since Gen 3, they've made it a lot easier mobility-wise to get back to a Pokemon Center. It's not hard. They've sprinkled Pokemon Centers throughout the routes,
Yeah.
which is, in Gen 1, that was impossible. That would be unheard of. Oh, what's happening here?
Oh, he got one of those
Champ.
special type of honeycombs that you can chance if you want to get full health or
Okay,
end up
there's
getting the least amount. Just
So you're basically on kind of on board with me, is that this is something that doesn't necessarily need to be implemented.
Just because I don't see an overall gameplay purpose for it. Because it's not hard to get to your PC, and
Well, and in context of the story, it makes more sense.
I mean, the only reason I can maybe kind of see it is when you get like an HM heavy route, and you just right, and then like you need okay, you get to a route where you might need both rock climb and strength and surf to get through, and you don't want to, this is like your last stretch of grinding before the Elite Four or something like Victory Road. That's kind of a point. Maybe I can see it there, just because you don't want to lose precious time with getting your Pokemon ready, but other than that, I can't see
But you're
a
gonna
whole.
do it anyway.
Yeah, I can't see a whole. That's the only reason I can see it on the go PC is so you can pull out your HM users as needed.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm kind of saying, look, I'm kind of on board with a lot of others that it's time to get rid of HMs already.
Well, we're gonna get to HMs in a second. So the next one is with the introduction of fairy Pokemon. A lot of people like that concept that there was now yet another type that could take on dragons.
Right.
And one of the weaknesses to fairy Pokemon is poison types. And the complaint here is that there aren't enough viable competitive poison types that people regularly use to combat fairies, and fairies like Sylveon are used often. So at that point, what they're asking for is roughly, can we get more viable poison types that we can put into our rotation more regularly? And at that point, if poison is underpowered, like it's not viable to have a poison type, then I would say, yeah, let's do that. Let's actually make it viable to have a character or have a Pokemon like Seviper actively in your party. Especially like when you're going to the tournament scene. That sounds to be like a good concept. It's a good idea for balance.
It's a little early for transforming, but yeah, frankly, I think Dark could also use a little. Dark and Ghost could use a more competitive edge too.
Well, and this is actually where I'm going to branch off with a lot of people, but one of the first ideas that came to me when they made this argument is, I've been asking for this for many, many generations, to expand the roster from 6 to maybe even 10. I'm talking 10 active Pokemon on your belt.
Right.
And the reason I'm asking that is, we now live in generations that have 2-on-2, 3-on-3, where, and you mentioned in 6 that you can literally fight little hordes of Pokemon. So you can fight a little horde of pluses.
well,
So at that point, it makes more sense to have a team of 10, because then you can increase your variation even more.
yeah, but wouldn't you get tired of actually fighting trainers who have actually 10 Pokemon?
You get tired of people that have 6.
Yeah, so why would you want
So
to...
adding a number is not going to matter on them.
Yeah, but
You're still gonna nuke the gym leaders. You know, that, like, to all the people who have that complaint, okay, congratulations. It's still going to be an even fight. And so at that point, the gameplay doesn't change. And in essence, yeah, you could make the complaint that things get longer. I would make the argument the gameplay is already longer because it's 6-on-6.
Look at the state of my overalls. I'll be in real trouble if
Somebody
I
call
can't...
Warner Brothers. I'm sorry, this is a ripoff. Not kidding. Sorry, that's bugs. It's bugs to me.
Actually, that's another thing I gotta say is increase the roster of Pokemon. Well, I mean, assuming we're only staying on 6, I'll get on the 10 on argument a bit more, but like at the very least, increase the amount trainers have. Because I'm thinking, like, when I go to a gym, I should expect them to have more than 2 Pokemon.
Well, it seems to me like the TV show is a little bit more accurate in this when they actually pull out Pokemon that, at least according to the game, they don't even have.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of my complaint on the matter is if you increase the roster and you rebalance dark types and ghost types, you know, whatever types are in need of balancing, and that includes the types that are overpowered at this point, just rebalancing that for the tournament scene, then you can create more variation in that. You could have a poison type that's totally based around like dot-based damage. You know, like the only reason you bring out the poison Pokemon is to put the poison on, like the poison dot on there, and then you can add synergy and have like a Pokemon that increases dot ticking as long as it's out, kind of thing. That would be an awesome concept to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it allows for more versatility with the trainers. The next suggestion, you brought it up, was HMs. So what they would actually like to see happen, along with, you know, keeping your PC on the go, is that either you eliminate HMs completely, or in essence, you create a way to be able to get access to your HM Pokemon super quick. Okay? And I actually came up with a rather controversial opinion that me and Andrea debated for a good 20 minutes today, I want to say, which is I've never understood why HMs were viable moves. When they have more viability as an exploration tool than they do as actual abilities.
Yeah.
And before people jump down my throat, here's my reasoning for it. We have Fly. But flying types also have, I think this move is still in the game, we have Sky Attack, which is essentially Fly. So, could we not just say, make Fly something that you just know how to do, instead of a move, and make more flying types have access to Sky Attack? Or, I know that a lot of water types like the ability Surf.
Yeah.
Why not give more credibility to the other water type abilities, give them an increase in damage, and instead have Surf be something that you can just access? Like, you can take out your PC, and any water type Pokemon that you have in your roster can instantly surf. And you're surfing on them. Is that insane for me to consider?
No, because again, most people I've seen would agree with you that most people I've seen want to do away with HM moves already.
Yeah, and on top of that...
Couldn't you flap over to the other box, Alex?
Oh.
The other thing that I would also say is that you really need to go through that HM roster of abilities, and granted, I'm behind as far as things go, so this could have been fixed. But also comb through the HMs and say what is viable and necessary and what isn't. Like, for example, Strength and Rock Smash, I've never understood why they were separate, because you should just put on Strength and be able to say, do I want to smash the rock or do I want to move it?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And the same thing applies to things like Flash. Do we really need that to happen?
Well, again, that's a TM now, so.
Can we just put a Lantern app on the Pokegear kind of thing?
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds to me like they fixed that. Just comb through the HMs and figure out whether or not they're viable. And if this means that you have to invent new abilities, is that necessarily a bad thing? No, it's more abilities to be distributed. The next thing that comes up is the story structure. So, if you don't understand... Sorry.
Dark.
Access denied. Mechanical personnel only. There we go. To people who don't understand the plotline of a Pokemon game, first of all, have you been living under a rock? because it's basically a straight line.
Yeah.
Town, get your Pokemon, Gym 1, Gym 2, Gym 3, Gym 4. And what the later games have started to do is, in between
What
those,
the hell?
you branch it out, and you have side stories.
You might as well go somewhere else, though.
I want those notes.
Huh?
I want those notes. I can't figure out how to get those notes.
You probably need to get up high enough and then just jump and hover.
I
you know?
can't.
He's gonna get mad because I got interrupted. And to which I say thank you. So at that point, you have these branching paths and
Where
other
are
stories
they?
that can go into. Like, for example, in Gen 3, the Team Magma, Team Aqua storyline.
They're right over there. But you gotta get over that. You won't be able to get with Kazooie alone.
No.
But you
So-
need to climb.
In this case, what they're asking for is more of that. They're asking for more branching out, more storyline, something like the TV show, but more viable. Like you have to go save more towns and things like that.
I think they've started doing that.
I would say that they have. I mean, because Gen 3 obviously did it. You know,
Yeah, well,
if you compare Gen 1 to Gen 3, where Team Rocket was barely involved with that plot line, except for Giovanni, and then you include Gen 3, where Team Aqua and Team Magma are everywhere.
well, same is true for X and Y, where Team Flare.
Yeah, Team Flare, Team Galactic, all of that stuff. They're getting better.
See, now let's see if you can. Hold on, before turn around. Because I wonder if you can make a run jump and. Oh, you jumped too soon.
No, I can't make it. How am I supposed to get up there?
And then here's the one that actually will create a little bit of controversy is... So we've had now 7 generations where the starters have all been 3 types.
Yeah.
Grass, fire, and water. And now Game Freak's justification on that matter is that, you know, that makes the story structure and the difficulty easier to do.
Well, it does.
But isn't it about time to have 3 starters of different types set in, and then you can still readjust things because you can find things that are weak against psychic or whatever
Yeah,
and redo it.
I've heard this argument, but I don't agree because I think that's already starting the game way too complicated out the gate. Because Pokemon is a rock, paper, scissors type game, and starting off with the 3 basic types, it just makes it simpler for young kids to grasp. So I think trying to start off with like something as complicated as fire, or not fire, psychic or dark or ghost, right? It's adding more mechanics and it's making things way more complicated.
See, I would actually come into the counter argument because my first statement would be, are you really making it that complicated? Pokemon is so saturated that, let's just say for the sake of argument, you're right. Like, a little kid is playing Pokemon for the first time, he doesn't get a fighting type. Whereas he would get the basics of, like, grass gets hurt by fire, and water hurts fire, kind of thing. But, since it's such a saturated market, couldn't said kid necessarily go to their older brother or sister and say, what's a fighting type, and how does it work? Or could you not necessarily learn that from the Pokemon anime, which in some cases I'm assuming they played first, or they saw first, and that inspired them to get the game?
Yeah, maybe, but again, you're talking about a lot more variables that may or may not happen, because the kid may not have a sibling or friends that play Pokemon, right? And considering online, technically you gotta be 13 to be using anything online, okay? That's the law. But, so, you can't necessarily say, oh, they can go look at it online either.
Is that online or online with supervision?
I think just online period, I guess.
Okay. I didn't even know there was an official age there. Because I know, like, for purchases online, they have to be at least 17 with their own money. Which is why my credit card will forever be obscured from my daughter, no offense. But no, she's not incurring a $10,000 credit card bill on FIFA purchases or whatever. That's not happening.
See, there's no way to get over there.
I want to give Pokemon fans just that much more credit.
You might as well go do something else, soon we'll figure it out.
Jump, Banjo, jump!
So I actually think that is a good idea. I think that is something that should be done, and you can make it as basic as fire, grass, and all that. You could add, like, I mean, one way that I could think of is you could add in an electric type, and people will understand that water is weak against electricity. So people would be able to understand that on a basic level. But at the same time, then you could put in a rock type who is strong against the electricity but weak against the water. So you could do it. I just don't. But I agree with you. I don't know if Game Freak